Okay, welcome to Coffee with Grant in KZN Top Business.
Thank you, Grant.
Today I'm sitting with Don Gray. I came across the Data Hub last week when I watched you and your partner advising a company on a strategy to go to market and all aspects of business. It was quite incredible. So I decided to get you in. I said, I have to get you in and do a Coffee with Grant. Who is Don Gray?
My background, very simply, is that I have a love of behaviour and changing behaviour, and more recently changing behaviour using technology. Indeed, I think if we all reflect on how the technology we have on our desktops, in our pockets, has changed our behaviour over the years. Coming to the call centre aspect, one of the things that COVID has done to change the behaviour of people has made them feel very, very uncomfortable, as we all know that. More particularly in the business sphere, because in a business nothing happens until you sell something. And I think you would agree that the sales process has now received a bit of a nail in the coffin, because how do you get out to your client base if you're on the sales side? So the call center technology is absolutely ideal in our mind to be able to make sales, but without the engagement at a face-to-face level. And so we set up our technology here in Durban for specific reasons, and it's been an absolute success. We've got the business going from zero to a profitable business in 4 months. We believe that call center technology is the answer for not just selling, but for many other business processes that can now be motivated and delivered through a call center. Because of the technology, we're able to make calls, receive calls from people around the world on our call center at prices which are far more competitive than they would ever have, be it Britain or the United States. So we just think it's the way to go, and it's proven itself so far. Every day I get calls now from people, can you come and help us? From one-man sales places that need support, and we're there to help them. To, in the 4 months that we've been working, we have become one of the top promoters or salespeople for one of the big mobile companies in South Africa. The fact is that we have many people who speak like people in the United Kingdom, therefore their culturalization is kind of British. And with respect, quite a few of us come from, our heritage is British. So pricing, efficiency, the culture of work, we work hard. And so in Eurocentric countries, we are very active. So we start in the morning in an Australian time frame, move then to a British time frame, and then move to America. So our platforms can work 24 hours a day. We reward our people. We make sure that they are looked after. And those rewards and making sure we are passionate, we understand the why of our business, those are the things that make our people want to work with us.
Don, from a South African point of view, because we're all proudly South African,
yes.
And obviously, how would this benefit us? How would I engage with Don and Paul at the Data Hub in SA? What is the process? How do I get involved?
Well, it's the Data Hub, and in turn you would visit us on our website, where you'd get our address and the like. We would then talk to you, really trying to understand what it is you're going to want to achieve, and then we'll say yes we can, or no we can't. But the skills we've got in our particular unit are such that we can handle sophisticated calls, sophisticated engagements from the recruitment process, for example. We can manage a recruitment process without a company having to have a recruitment person in their home.
So what other services? You've got debt collecting, sales?
We don't do debt collecting.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, we don't do debt collecting, but we do selling. Okay. We sell for some of the big cellular companies, both in the United Kingdom and in South Africa, and we're pretty good at that. We do work shortly for reward systems, where we're looking to align reward systems on fuel with performance, out of the ordinary reward systems that we put in place. Very soon we won't have to have recruitment people anymore. Why pay money for a recruiter when they so often are shufflers of paper? That whole process can now be done through a call center using the technologies that we've developed. So, yeah, Grant, the whole digitization of life, particularly in the business side, is there. We can even, and this might sound strange, insure shacks now, because we have aerial photography and aerial geolocation software that allows us to see where the shack is and in turn identify it and in turn insure it. A shack, maybe your house, but a shack, that's different. And so all these things we're able to bring together in an innovative way to say, here's an outcome that you never had before, but we can help you make yourself more efficient. So yes, give us a chance, let us talk to you, and we'll tell you whether we can help or not. We are not the answer, we are part of the complete solution. We will provide that service, but at the same time, you guys or a merchant has to do the rest as well, but we'll do what it is that you want us to do. We have a very talented team. Paul, his team, Rayon, and the guys, they know what they're doing. They've had many years in the call center business. So it's not as if we're newcomers to this business. In this country, as we all know, we have a multitude of cultures, a multitude of languages. We are able to deliver services in Zulu also, English, Afrikaans, and also in other languages, given that we have been requested to do that. And our success, to a large extent, is built on the engagement with South African companies that we've had over the past months. So we are able to deliver a solution which, from a price point of view, and I think we are very sensitive to price in this part of the world, which is competitive. We've geared ourselves in a way that we're not a fancy infrastructure business. We have the infrastructure that works, and it works professionally and very good. We haven't skimped on that. But so often you have things which bear no relation to the outcome of the sale or the outcome of the business, which suddenly get put into the price of your product. We have gotten rid of all that. Our risks are low, and in fact, our risks, if in the call center we take what is generally the cost of a seat, as we say, we're amongst the most cost-effective in the country. If I take what differentiates us, my colleague Paul and his team are really good at call center technology. They know how to run that side of the business. I come in from a behavioral point of view and help people understand how to structure deals in a way that is going to say yes when they talk to a customer. Because the engagement of the person who's talking to the customer is a personality, it's a psychology. You're trying to change behavior, you're trying to get another person to the word yes, and that's behavioral driven.
And also the whole online structure that is happening currently, and even more now with COVID, has sped it all up a lot, is that at the end of the day, people like to know that there's somebody at the end of the line.
Oh yes, yeah, indeed. Just on that point, one of the significant cultural changes that have taken place over the last 2 years in South Africa is that there's a huge uptake of data on the part of the South African population. And as a result of that, we're able not only to talk to people voice to voice, but we're able to engage with them on a data platform. So we support the voice with data and information and rewards that they're able to participate in. So we combine the data, the rewards, with what we say to a person, which is important in the whole transaction.
So we're proudly South African, serving the South African market, but available to the international world. All right, Don, thank you very, very much for joining me on Coffee with Grant.
Pleasure.
KZN Top Business.
Indeed. Well, thank you for your interest. Thanks for coming along to visit us. We always enjoy seeing people and just showing them how we are different from others and how we can make a difference, more particularly in their business, because that's what it's about. It's not about us, it's about how we can make a difference in their business.